Good afternoon. This week I want to go over our ISM paper, which is one of the two big projects that we have in this course. So the ISM paper is due November 21st. The presentation is for the paper is due on the 5th of December. And just again want to go over this. You can meet with me to ask questions anytime you like. This is going to be a paper that does not exceed 10 pages, double-spaced, APA formatted. Document, ask a why question involving some aspect of race, class, gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, language, or ability. It should be something that, be a topic that you genuinely do not understand and connects to your classroom teaching experience. But it should not be on the family engagement plan, which is our other project, or your capstone. So this should be a new topic that you are exploring. You should attempt to understand the question from the perspective of the group that you're writing about, whether it's along race, class, gender, so on. And the paper should begin with a discussion of why your question was selected. Number 4, the majority or the middle of this paper should synthesize and summarize what you researched and formulate a critical argument relating to this issue. So you're going to essentially kind of conduct a literature review on this topic, and that will be discussed there. Then the argument should be created in such a way that it is informative and useful to the classroom. So what you want to do, again, essentially you're focusing on another problem of practice, this time related to some ism, okay, and you want to focus on, again, because that's what we try to focus on in the program, especially in the courses I teach, is just improving our practice. So but we want to look at this from the perspective of what can I do in the classroom to address this? Number 6, paper should conclude with a discussion, as I just said, of how you can address this why. So why is this ism, for example, the institutional racism that we see in schools as it relates to suspension rates of African Americans, specifically African American males, and then the how part of it is, well, how can I address this in my classroom, or how can I address this or help to address this in our school? No less than 10 sources from scholarly or scholarly articles or practitioner journals. I prefer you not have any websites, but if you are, try to keep that to less than 5. And then finally, what you're going to do is you're going to summarize your findings in a one-page document that you'll share with your colleagues along with a presentation. So the idea here being, of course, when I used to teach this course in face-to-face, we would have presented these in class. We're not able to do that anymore, but we want to take our one-ism, we want to crowdsource, we want to have 22 ism papers by the end, so that we have this sort of collective body of knowledge addressing these problems and how we can address these problems in our classrooms and our schools. So if we scroll down, we have a rubric here. Again, the project's worth 100 points. Will be graded on writing mechanics, so no grammatical, spelling, punctuation problems. Paper is entirely formatted APA guidelines. Contains at least 10 quality sources. And then if we scroll down here, our introduction, okay, 18 to 20 points. This section should provide an opening reflection, kind of a grand tour of your paper. And the synthesis and summary of the research, again, worth 20 points. This section should be broad and include multiple perspectives, especially a minority one. So this is where you are summarizing the research that you gathered on your paper. And again, we're looking for 10 articles are cited here in your paper. Okay. These are 10 quality sources are formatted correctly. These are 10 articles at least minimum, are cited in the paper. Next section, based on research, how are we going to, or how should we conceptualize, how should we discuss this issue? And then the final part is, what are the culturally relevant instructional practices that we can integrate into our classroom and our school to address this why? So how are we going to address this issue, this ism? And then finally, we have one-page summary, some type of visual presentation, it could be a PowerPoint or a Prezi or some other means. You want to clear anything too sort of non-traditional with me prior to doing that. Presentation is given in a clear voice, it's organized, 5 to 10 minutes long, and you provide a link to that presentation that works. So this is our ISM paper. Okay. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to contact me, and we'll touch on this later in the semester. We'll revisit this, okay? So I just wanted to take today and go over this. Next week I'll go over the family engagement plan.